Good morning, boys and girls. It's Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, and this is ELA. Our essential question is, what lessons can we learn from the characters and stories? We read lots of stories. What lessons are those stories teaching us? But what is our purpose? Well, today we will use newly acquired vocabulary to identify real-life connections between words and their use. That's a fancy way of saying we're going to learn some words and figure out how they are used in real life. We'll also learn how to determine the meanings of new words formed by adding suffixes FUL, LESS to known base words. So we're going to add FUL or less, full or less to words. And we're going to figure out what those words now mean. And those are called suffixes when you add them to the end of a word. And finally, we will also learn how to use the text structure, like chronological order, and how it contributes to the author's purpose. Why did the author choose to use it that way and write it that way? Okay, we're going to first review our power words. Now this is a turn and talk. So teachers, you can let your students talk with each other at their tables or their elbow partners to discuss these. How does the image help you understand each word's meaning? You see a picture with cozy. And question, where is a cozy place to sit in our classroom? And explain it. What clue, you have clue and steaming. What clue tells you something is steaming? Look closely at those pictures. What clothing does it make sense to wear on a hot day? So she's trying to make sense of the picture. Oh, I just told you. Oopsies. The word is pause. Why might a player pause during a soccer game? This one has two, disturb and rattled. Would it disturb you if a classmate rattled items in his or her desk? Explain. And tackled. If two dogs tackled each other, what are they probably doing? Now, I realize the picture is somebody tackling in football, but you could get the gist of it. Okay, now we're on to our suffixes, full and less. A suffix is a word part added to the end of a base word. It changes the meaning of the word. The suffix less means without. So in clueless, the suffix full means full of, feel hopeful. So if you do not know a base word's meaning, you can look it up in the dictionary. But let's look at this one. The suffix less means without. So is clueless means you're without a clue because it means without. Suffix full means full of, so feel hopeful means you're full of hope. And here's something tricky. I want to point it out because I know students will always have trouble with it, and I understand why. Hopeful, when somebody is full of, notice F-U-L-L, but when you add the suffix, it's only one L. I know, but it is how it's spelled. So here's some examples. Help plus less equals helpless. Help plus full means helpful. So what does helpless mean? What does helpful mean? Care plus less is careless. Care plus full is careful. And what do those two mean? In fear plus less is fearless. Fear plus full is fearful. I think I see some opposites for some of those. I'll take a minute and talk with your table partners about that. See, what do those words mean in the examples? Okay, still working with still working with suffixes. We have cheer, thank, leaf, and word. What will happen to the word's meaning if I add a suffix to it? Well, I'm going to use full and less. Cheer plus full, thank plus full, leaf plus less, and chord plus less. Well, I know that I don't see a word written with an addition sign in the middle of it. So what does that word look like? Oh, here we go. Cheer plus full equals cheerful. Thank plus full equals thankful. Leaf plus less, leafless. Word or chord plus less equals chordless. Okay. But what do these new words mean? Well, again, full means to be full of. If you're cheerful, you are full of cheer and joy. The suffix less means to be without. If something is leafless, it does not have leaves, like this tree. A lot of trees look like that now, actually. Can you think of any others? Okay, now we're on to text organization. Chronological order. We have to look for clues. The beginning, the clue word might be first. The middle, clue word might be next or then. In the end, the clue word could be finally or last. Informational texts have a structure or type of organization that fits the topic and the author's purpose. They do it for a reason. When authors use chronological order, They describe events or the steps in a process in order. This helps show how one event is connected to the next. The authors don't just put random steps in. They have a reason to why they make it or why they put it like that. Just like when you're baking a cake, there's a reason why you do it in order. I've got a little detective trying to follow the clues. Okay, again, authors use chronological order when they give instructions for how to do something in a procedural text. The steps in a process must appear in a certain order so the reader can follow instructions correctly. If they're out of order, then you're not going to get to be able to make whatever you're trying to make. We got our guy here first, next, then finally, and then they finally reach the target if they follow those steps. Okay, and here's how to read a story. You looked at this yesterday, but you will now read or partner read the story, how to read a story, as you did yesterday on your device. As you read, make sure you pay attention to the different steps and how the author chose to organize the story. Okay, so you're going to reread that again with a partner or by yourself using your HMH on your device. And finally, when you finish with that, Thursday's purposeful practice and center work, use the checklist your teacher gave to you, choose to complete the centers listed for Thursday. Work hard and give your very best effort. Have a good one.